Here's a secret benefit to the gym that not many people know about. And today I'm going to let you in on a little secret. This actionable secret is important for anybody of any age, but especially if you are 50 and 90 years old and you want to get younger as you get older. Hi, I'm Dr. Jeffrey Guild, a physical therapist. I created this content to help empower people get younger as they get older. So there is a very unknown benefit to the gym, and this is true for anybody of any age or any goal that you have. This is a great hack, a little secret of information for you that I think will serve you well. And I learned this as someone who's been working out regularly since I was about 9 years old. And I was also a personal trainer, a strength conditioning professional, and as a physical therapist, working with people of all different ages, all types of disorders, and different types of realms of exercise in the hospital and fitness settings, and all sorts of different situations. And here's the benefit that to the gym that a lot of people may not recognize. The gym is your controlled environment. I'll say that again. The gym is your controlled environment. And oftentimes people will think about how the gym can injure them, and especially in the weight room. What a lot of people don't realize is a lot of times injuries and things like this actually come from outside the gym in our daily lives, our movements, our activities, positions, and postures. It's the gym that's the controlled environment. The gym is the area in which we're actually able to be less likely to get injured. And especially if we give a lot of thought into our workouts, and if we do a lot of research and educate ourselves or hire professionals, we're generally being able to be more mindful, then we're less likely to get injured in the gym, and we're more likely to get injured in other parts of our life. And as a physical therapist and as a fitness professional, people often would come in to see us and they'll blame the exercise as to the cause of their injury. When the vast majority of the time, what we actually find is it's something in their daily life that actually caused the problem. So don't always look into the gym as the cause of the injury. Look to other areas of your life. And of course, the gym can cause injuries, but it may not be the case. And it's easily oftentimes the scapegoat. If you're avoiding going to the gym or the weight room because you're afraid of getting injured, begin to think of the gym and the weight room as actually the controlled environment of your life. And in all other aspects of life, you have this randomness. You have all these other areas, these repetitive movements that can cause injury. They can cause problems and wear and tear of your tissues. And these are things you may not be thinking about. And by the way, if you like information like this, you can find us on podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, and however you like to consume information, long information, short information, we can get this information out to you. So the different things we do in the gym, the stretching, the corrective exercises, the focus exercises that are focused on movement, they all provide an optimal solution for daily life. It's a controlled environment. Think about, say, a Division I athlete. If you think about the sports that they play, they're more likely to get injured in practice or in the game than they are in the weight room. So the different things we do in the gym, the stretching, the corrective exercises, the focus on exercises and movement, they all provide an optimal solution for daily life. Think about a Division I athlete. And if you think about the sports that they play, are they more likely to get injured in the weight room or playing the sport? And of course, they're more likely to get injured playing the sport. They're more likely to get injured on the field or during practice rather than in the weight room. The weight room for them is actually a very well-controlled environment. And especially with skilled professionals guiding them, the coaches and the strength conditioning coaches ensuring proper technique, all that goes a long way. And this is an optimal situation, but it's a controlled environment that athletes work with in the weight room all the time. And it prevents them from getting injured on the field. And not to mention all the corrective exercises that they do that can actually prevent injuries before they happen. So life is like this as well. And even if you are 70 to 85 years old, begin to think of applying this principle the gym, the exercise, the weight room, and the controlled environment to your life. And this is true for people in their 70s and 80s, as well as for people in their 40s and 50s, whatever the situation you're in. In the weight room, the controlled environment, if we are thoughtful and intentional about what we're doing with our exercise, we're analyzing our technique, we're thinking about whether we're going too heavy, too fast, we're dialed in what we're doing, then we're able to utilize this principle. Now let's talk about the uncontrolled environments of life. Say moving boxes, couches, Christmas decorations, whatever the case may be. There are so many other variables that are a part of this activity that suddenly you have to lift something that you're not used to, that you might not be doing this on a regular basis. It's less control. So you just go and you lift the object and your body has to endure it. These are the situations that we have less control over. And even if we're purposeful and intentional on what we're doing in these situations, it's harder to stay perfect with how much we're lifting, or how straight our back is, or whether we're rotating our spine or not, or whether we get tired and we have to stop, and then we get poor technique because we're tired. And we are stretching our joints in ways that they may not be used to, but we have to do the thing to get it done. So what the weight room does is the opposite of this. It's a controlled way of and it's even a more conservative way to stay safe and to improve the position of your back, your ability to lift things, to improve the complex movements when we're doing something difficult and heavy, such as when we're doing deadlifts. We're able to practice doing the movement, we're practicing doing the exercise, and we can make our technique perfect and make sure that's correct. And often we'll look at ourselves in the mirror, we'll make sure that our backs are straight and make sure that our bodies are symmetrical. And we can even do corrective exercises to prevent injuries before the workout begins. And over the long term, that can make a big difference. And it can also make a big difference in the short term as well, all to reduce the risk of injury. Now, another benefit to the gym, and as I dive deeper into this and give this some more thought, it's kind of a little bonus secret, and this is profound. The weight room or the exercise or the gym can help bring out the problems that are already there, but you don't know about them until you start exercising. And I actually ran into this the other day with a guy who's 40 years old, and he figured out he actually had a coronary artery blockage that was 90% blocked because he started having chest pain when he was running. And he was able to catch this and get a stent and be okay because he was running. And because he was running over and over and over again, he found that he always had the chest pain when he was running. And so he was able to save his life and save his wife and his kids from a catastrophic event, all because he was exercising and running regularly. Now, it doesn't need to be as serious as that, but it can be a knee alignment problem, a shoulder motion problem, or hamstring tightness. These are things that we may not notice in our daily lives because we may only do stairs on occasion, or we may occasionally do things that would flare up our knees. In the case of my young gentleman client, of course, he was running over and over again, so he was able to identify the pattern. And maybe we have aches and pains in our daily lives that don't seem like a big deal. But then we go into the gym, and then we start doing squats. We notice that we have knee pain. Then we can ask ourselves, why does my knee hurt when I'm doing squats? It may be because my knee rotates in when I do squats. And then you start noticing that in your daily life, when you're climbing stairs, when you're standing up from chairs, and you start identifying patterns. So the exercising actually brings out the problems that are already there. The weight room may not have caused the problem. The weight room actually reveals what's wrong. It reveals what we need to work on. So if we try to do our deadlift and we're not able to get our back straight, especially if we're doing a Romanian deadlift with when the knees tend to be more straight, the back doesn't go straight because the pelvis has to round downward and then the back can't go straight. So this tells us that we might have hamstrings that are overly short and we need to stretch our hamstrings. We can do this in the short term and for the long term. So If our body is able to do this better in the gym, then we're able to do things in our daily lives better. So then when we go pick up objects, those short hamstrings would be longer, and then we're less likely to get injured in our daily lives. So the weight room, the gym, gives us an opportunity to find out the problems that are already there and then correct it. And if you have a skilled professional that can help you figure out what's going wrong, then this can be incredibly powerful. And these skilled professionals are becoming more and more numerous with all sorts of education that's available out there on social media and the internet. There's limitless education today about corrective exercises and correcting movement patterns and proper lifting technique. And you can probably even look for yourself and find answers on your own, and because there's so much information out there. So the exercise reveals what's wrong. And another example I'll give you on this. If we try to press dumbbells overhead, right? It might show us that, wow, I can't do that very well without pain, or I can't press dumbbells directly overhead. My arms have to kind of go forward as I do it, or my head has to go forward as I do it, or my lower back has to arch as I do it. It tells us we don't have enough shoulder motion. So it tells us we need to work on flexibility on our shoulders. And so if we try to use this in our daily lives, if we're having problems with doing this with dumbbells, if we apply this in our daily lives, such as putting plates overhead, then we can injure ourselves doing that as well. But we can find the problem by trying to press overhead when we're exercising. And then that can reduce the risk of injury in our daily lives because we correct it while we're in the gym. And we discover this when we're in the gym. And that's the beauty of this. So these are two big secrets that you may not have heard before. If you want to get younger as you get older, the gym, the weight room, the exercise is a controlled environment that counters daily life and is also a way of revealing what's already there and what's already going wrong, so we can spot these problems ahead of time before these problems get bigger and bigger and bigger. Think of the weight room and the corrective exercises you do as a suit of armor that you're wearing, because what you're doing in the weight room, it gives you that protection. The more you're able to lift more weight, the more you're able to lift heavy and appropriately progress lifting heavy with proper technique, the more you're able to be bulletproof. And the more that this will help protect you in your daily life, the more you interact with it. And because daily life will throw you a bunch of challenges to your body that you need to become more and more bulletproof to. The exercise gives you that body of armor that's needed for daily life. And especially if you're doing a lot of lifting and corrective exercises, then you're going to have all the more protection. I think the weight room and corrective exercises are huge when it comes to preventing age-related challenges. Wearing that suit of armor will help protect you as you get older. So we can get younger as we get older, and if we go into the weight room, we can make a big difference in making these changes. Seize these two secrets, and it will make a big difference in your life and prevent a lot of problems. If you like this information like this, subscribe to our channel, leave a comment for the algorithm, and we'll send information out to you. And in this case, pretty much everybody would benefit from this information. So send this out to as many people as you know, and we'll be able to help more people move better.